Hello everyone, the Steel here. Right, gotta remember my hat. This is good. So what happened last week? I mean, it was just such a giant mishmash of terribleness and not very good things happening and some very extreme situations that I'd like to go into and explain. So last week I had been through quite a lot. Right off the bat, I had a friend of mine I had known passed away. We of course had the services, and my heart goes out to their family. But it didn't end there. Next, another friend of mine ran into some of their own troubles, and now they're in a worse mood, which put me in a worse mood. The first day of the services were very sad. I don't know why, but at first I couldn't remember the fallen friend's face or name. But then I remembered exactly who they were. Then the next service day, I had to learn more about the fallen friend, which was what I needed. I needed to know their story, and I did learn it. Then the group I was with all went to Steak and Shake to lament for the fallen friend, and to remember them with joy. Then on Wednesday, I returned to school. I had gotten nothing done, but I thought of some things I needed to change about myself, and so I did. And I promised I would keep these changes for my fallen friend. The next day, another friend of mine came down with some of their own issues, and I just told them some ways to move on. Like keeping a focus away from the subject, or taking a step back and rethinking what had happened. Then it was Thursday, which had some strange realizations and understandings for me. I had pretty much spent the whole day just thinking about, everything, and I learned a little bit more about myself. Then it was Friday, and I'm in English class, and I get sad because we're immediately learning about PTSD and death. Then I get to the science to learn about lightning, which included sad stories and death. But luckily that was it for that day. I went to my grandmother's after school to watch their dogs, and just pigged out for the weekend. While that happened, some famous people just started saying hi to me, and I felt honored. Surprisingly enough, Quentin Reviews, a YouTuber, liked one of my tweets and replied even had a nice little conversation going. And then not another YouTuber, the voice of Kate from Fallout 4, had actually had a conversation about a tweet I had made months ago about her going to Indie PopCon, which was really cool. And then I had a really good weekend full of adventure and whatnot, but it was nothing extreme. Just a nice weekend full of food, which is always enjoyable. Then another surprising twist this week was from another YouTuber, Jane Animations. She basically uploaded a video about her life story and her struggle. And that same night I had watched it, I couldn't really sleep well. I stayed up very late and tried to make myself feel better. Because she told a really terrifying story of how she was trapped in her own mind, and nothing she ever did would be enough to let her go. And I can really relate to that. I know what it's like to always be trapped by things. I tried to respond to her with something clever, because that's what I always do. So I responded with that some things that can trap you is fear. And that the only way to get out of fear is with your own understanding and your own bravery, confidence, and inspiration. These things can break down fear. But truly, determination is a god among fear. And that's why when it takes over, you have to stay determined. You have to keep going. And that was one of the bases in her video, was to keep going. And that's what she did. And that was my weekend. It had started off very terribly. It didn't move very far very quickly, and it just kept getting scarier and scarier as the week went on. I had very many sleepless nights that last week, and I just wanted to let everyone know that it had been pretty insane, and it wasn't the good kind of insane either. I'm over it. I'm a little bit over it all now, but just knowing the stories I had learned and what had happened earlier that week, it was all just so much for 1 week. I've never had such sadness and so many things occur, and 2017 so far been full of those for me. I lost my pet Cosmo, and now my friend. It's just so much. I really wish it hadn't all happened so soon, but I can't change the future. So I try not to. I just try to move on. And that's what I'm hoping everyone else does. I'm sorry if this video seems a bit cruel somewhere in any of it. I tried not to make it cruel, but it probably comes out like that. I just hope everyone understands that I'm feeling a lot better. It had just been one insane and terrible week. I hope everyone has a great week next week. I just sort of realized I ended that kind of sad. But here's to the future. I'm thinking I'm gonna try to add the photos of the YouTubers. Quinton Reviews is a YouTube channel. It's just Quinton with a Q. Jane Animation is Jiiden, and then Animations. And then Katie Townsend was the voice of Kate in Fallout 4. It's a very good video game. She's a very good voice actress. I was really surprised when all that had happened. A lot of stories this week, or last week. And that's just the main point of the entire video. Thank you. Goodbye.